This episode of Off The Script is brought to you by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly pro wrestling-based subscription service, and each month, subscribers will receive a new pro wrestling-themed mystery crate. To go and subscribe, please go and visit their website at www.wrestlecrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script. This is episode number 59, part number 3, to round out your weekend, Easter Sunday, April 5th, 2015, man. Thank you so much for joining me this weekend, this Sunday on Off The Script. Hope it was a great weekend for each and every one of you guys. Hope it's a great Easter Sunday for those celebrating it. But right now, we're going to be talking about WWE, man, and this is the place to do it. Off The Script, without question, the number one fucking source for all WWE news, rumors, reviews, and WWE 2K15 with Mr. 9 to 5, man. Thank you so much for joining me, like I said. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button. This is, without question, like I said, the number one place for all WWE, man. If you guys are not following me on social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, everything you need is right there in the layout of Off The Script. I am on Twitter most likely throughout the day, man, on Twitter, at JD from NY206. All right, now that that's out of the way, I got a lot of news, guys, a lot of big news. This Sunday to close out Off The Script, episode number 59. We're going to jump right into it right now with a big story coming out of Wrestlemania 31 involving Brock Lesnar. I mentioned this on this weekend's Off The Script already. Roman Reigns proved to me that he is going to be a superstar. I just don't think he is ready right now. WWE made the right decision at WrestleMania 31 with Seth Rollins walking away the champion and Brock Lesnar now suspended until SummerSlam more than likely. But the match that Lesnar and Reigns had was absolutely spectacular, man. I love the fucking match that they put together. It was the perfect timing. The events and the fluidity of the match was perfect. Everything laid out was just perfect, man. Great main event to close a great WrestleMania. But there was some speculation, and then there's some controversy regarding Brock Lesnar and that main event at WrestleMania 31. The speculation around Brock Lesnar being allowed to cut himself at WrestleMania 31 on March 29th is what's going on right now, all right? Lesnar defended his WWE Championship against Roman Reigns and lost the title to Seth Rollins, who cashed in his Money in the Bank contract in order to be added to the match. Lesnar would get color or bleed during his initial singles match with Reigns in the final closing segments before Rollins joined in. The opening punch from Reigns popped a knot on Lesnar's face, which caused a legitimate cut on the Beast. However, there was a spot in the match where Lesnar was thrown into the ring post where he began to bleed much more profusely. WWE's policy on blading, or a superstar using a blade to purposely bleed or get color, has been talked about vigorously since 2010, when they began looking down on the spot, finding superstars who purposely did so for the drama factor. The company has been so adamant about not using blood as part of their PG initiative product that they would even go as far now to switch video and images of bleeding superstars to black and white wherever blood can be found. During this specific match, while Reigns was on the outside of the ring, referee Mike Chioda, however you want to pronounce that, reportedly handed Reigns a blade, who was then, he was handed a blade who was to give it to Lesnar before the spot during the ring post. If Chioda was given Reigns a blade, or if he did give Reigns a blade, which can be seen on the internet, several people made a GIF or a GIF image about Reigns laying on the ground, and you seen Chioda come over and put something in his palm. Now, before I finish the rest of this, actually, I'm going to finish the rest of this before I give you guys my opinion on this. There's an image going around on the internet. If I can find it, I will link it down below. Don't quote me on that. But then this means that WWE CEO Vince McMahon agreed to allow blood in this match to make the brutality seem a little bit more legitimate in hopes of getting the crowd to respect Reigns and make Lesnar and his defeat look a little bit more believable. With the Beast appearing human, it would be more believable that the Conqueror could be conquered. This wouldn't be the only time McMahon has allowed a blade job during the TV PG era. Triple H cut himself during the end of an era Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28, in which I heard there was rumors going around that McMahon fined both The Undertaker and Triple H at the conclusion of that match. There is a chance that Reigns was merely squeezing Chioda's hand to assure him that he was still good to compete and hadn't suffered a neck injury or concussion, as that is one of the methods used by superstars to communicate to the officials during their match. In response to this situation, WWE issued the following statement to WrestleZone.com. WWE programming is TV PG, and we don't permit intentional bleeding. The communication or contact between our performers and the referees is part of our safety protocol. That said, unintentional blood sometimes occurs, and we do our best to minimize that. Now, my opinion on this, I watched this match several times. There is no way, legitimately, that if Chioda handed Reigns a blade that was then to be passed on to Brock Lesnar right before that ring post shot, I don't think there's any way that Brock Lesnar can conceal the blade. Because you guys got to remember that Lesnar is only wearing UFC trunks, man. There's nothing there where he can conceal the blade. He took his gloves off mid-match. He couldn't hide the blade in his gloves. He was not wearing anything. So, to me, after watching the match over and over and over again and dissecting each thing that happened in the match, I'm going to say that whatever happened in the match was legitimate. Now, it definitely added to the drama aspect. Blood really is not needed like it was back in the day when ECW was around and the Attitude Era was around. I think they overused the aspect of blood. Now when we see blood, it's like, holy shit, this just got real. Business is about to pick up. It certainly added the legitimacy of the match, man. It made that match a little bit more brutal. It added that dynamic to the match, whereas if there was no blood, it wouldn't be as special. The blood certainly helped the aspect of this match. It made Roman Reigns look fucking great in defeat. It made Lesnar, even though he is a beast and he fucking conquered the entire match, it made him look human. And that's exactly what you wanted to portray in that match. You wanted Lesnar to look somewhat human after just decimating Roman Reigns throughout the entire match. And then when Roman Reigns finally seen that this fucking beast of a human being is actually human, he's bleeding, he bleeds just like the rest of us, he's stunned, he's dazed, that's when Roman Reigns came to life and said, you know what, I now have a legitimate shot of winning this match, all because now Lesnar has shown that he is human. And that's when the match picked up, man. That's when the drama aspect of it, came into play. When Roman Reigns delivered those Superman punches, Brock Lesnar sold them beautifully, man. It took 3 of them to take him down. And then a spear, and then a pin, 1, 2, 3, and Lesnar still kicked out. Even when Rollins came down, Lesnar was fucking bleeding profusely. Rollins was going for the curb stomp, and Brock Lesnar caught Rollins on his back, was going to go F5 him, but then Roman Reigns speared. And that was pretty much the end of the match there, right there. And then Seth Rollins, again, connected on another curb stomp on Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns speared Brock Lesnar. And that was the end. And Seth Rollins walks out of WrestleMania 31 with the WWE Championship. But to me, after dissecting this match and really studying the match that Lesnar and Roman Reigns had at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar, I believe, did not blade. It was speculation. I do think Lesnar was busted open hard way, and it certainly was a welcome sight. Not that I wish any damage to Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. I'm sure Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are now fine, but it certainly added a dynamic to the match that we really, really needed to have during that main event, man, and it just made for a very special main event. So I do believe this was just speculation. There was no blading. I don't see how there could be, and Lesnar, I do believe, was busted open legitimately at WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys think. If I can find that image of Chioda squeezing Roman Reigns' palm, you see the possibility of him slipping him something, but I don't think that was the case. I really do think that Chioda was checking on Reigns to the point where he just wanted to make sure Reigns was still able to go in that match because, believe it or not, he is going against Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar does work stiff. And the shots that Roman Reigns was taking was fucking out of this world, man. Not many people can stand up to Brock Lesnar like that, and Roman Reigns certainly looked like a stud after the end of that match. And like I said, it was a great main event, man. It did what it needed to do. It didn't need to go out there and be some technical masterpiece. Perfect main event for a great fucking WrestleMania, man. I loved it. All right, this past Sunday at WrestleMania, you guys know Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase against Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Reigns has been slated to be champion for a very long time, though poor crowd reactions led to a late switch that saw Rollins be made aware at the show he would be picking up the title instead of Roman Reigns. Per the Wrestling Observer, the Reigns family, filled with rich wrestling tradition, was absolutely furious. This is an interesting story, by the way. Reigns' family was absolutely furious with the outcome of the match and nearly created an ugly scene with WWE backstage. According to Dave Meltzer, Reigns' real-life father, WWE Hall of Famer Letai Anoa'i, I don't know how to pronounce his name, was very, very upset with his son not winning the title, all right? Also known as Sika of the Wild Samoans. That's how I know him. I don't know how to pronounce his real name. Sika of the Wild Samoans during his wrestling days. That's Roman Reigns' father. They brought a large amount of his family to WrestleMania, not just to see family member Rikishi get inducted into the Hall of Fame, but to see the young gun Roman Reigns win the World Heavyweight Championship. Meltzer notes, none of the family members knew Reigns would not be winning the championship, and it is still unsure of when Reigns himself knew he would not be capturing the title. One WWE source told Meltzer the following, and I quote, Sika forgot this business is not real life and was legit pissed at the finish and looking to start a war backstage with WWE Creative. A lot of the younger family members were rallying around Sika, but the other 45 or 50 of them talked him into some reason. Ultimately, nothing hostile came of this decision, though it appears to be a tension-filled situation. Listen, Sika was upset, because he thought going into WrestleMania, he thought Roman Reigns was going to be winning the WWE Championship. You should never assume anything. Plans, especially something like this revolving around Lesnar's contract, and you got the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then you got to take into consideration that WWE was listening to the fans with Roman Reigns' reaction week in and week out. Plans are always subject to change with WWE, man. Sika should realize that. This is a business. Nothing is ever set in stone, man. There's always constant changes going on, all right? Roman Reigns will be WWE champion someday. And I would not be ashamed at what he did at WrestleMania. If he is truly, proud of his son, he should look at that match and be like, you wrestled one hell of a fucking match at WrestleMania, man. Something that's going to be remembered for a very, very long time. WrestleMania 31 was a great event. That main event was a great way to close the show, especially with Seth Rollins capturing the WWE Championship the way that he did, in the manner that he did, and what happened in that ring when it finally went down, all right? Good to know that nothing hostile came of this situation, but his father, Reigns' father, should be very, very proud of what Roman Reigns did in that ring in the main event at WrestleMania at such a young age, man. Many, many, many people in this industry wish they had that spot that Roman Reigns had at WrestleMania, man. And Roman Reigns stepped up to the plate, and he fucking hit a home run, man. And I know I've been very critical of Roman Reigns, and I know I've been saying this over and over again for a week now, but that main event was fucking great, man. I absolutely loved it. And Sika should not be ashamed that his son did not win the WWE Championship. It will be coming. It will happen. Just now wasn't the time. And that's all I've been saying, man. That is all I have been saying. So a good thing nothing hostile came of this situation. Reigns eventually will be the WWE Champion. But right now was not the right time. Plain and simple. All right? After a year-long absence from the ring, The Undertaker finally returned to the squared circle at WrestleMania 31 at Levi's Stadium on March 29th for a one-on-one encounter with Bray Wyatt. Even though his infamous 21-0 streak at the event is dead, Undertaker proved he can still be a force to be reckoned with on the grandest stage of them all, defeating the Eater of Worlds with 2 tombstone piledrivers. According to a report by PWInsider.com, Undertaker was telling people backstage that he felt great following the match, which is a nice change from how he was health-wise at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans against Brock Lesnar. He had to be rushed to a nearby hospital following his match with Lesnar due to a severe concussion. Undertaker was also open in saying that he was planning on working WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, Texas. He was seen at an airport in San Jose standing and talking with Sting on March 31st, just 2 days removed from WrestleMania. Sting, who has been rumored to be The Undertaker's next opponent at WrestleMania, lost his first match with the company to WWE COO Triple H at the pay-per-view. The report by PW Insider notes that both Undertaker and Sting have indeed discussed a potential clash at WrestleMania 32 as they shared a locker room backstage in Santa Clara, California, and both men actually took the same flight back home, which is very interesting. Both men were slated to appear on the March 30th edition of Monday Night Raw, but neither man made it to the show. All right. WWE legends Rikishi, the Bushwhackers, Kevin Nash, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Tatsumi Fujinami, and Larry Zbyszko, as well as Arnold Schwarzenegger, were all inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on March 28th. According to a report by PWInsider.com, WWE officials asked their stars at the Hall of Fame ceremony to cut their speeches short, including Nature Boy Ric Flair's induction of Fujinami and Shawn Michaels' induction of Kevin Nash. The company was not happy with how the ceremony played out overall. The show was way too long at almost 4 hours and apparently not exciting enough. I don't know what WWE wants from the Hall of Fame. It's always built on nostalgia, and we get to see these old-timers be enshrined into the Hall of Fame, man. There's nothing exciting about it, man. It's just us fucking reminiscing on our childhood. Happy to see these guys healthy and still going and still alive after the fucking negative press that the WWE and the world of professional wrestling gets pretty much with death after death after death. You know, it's nice to see these guys enshrined for what they did within the WWE, man. It doesn't need to be exciting, man. We're not watching a fucking wrestling match. I'm just happy that I get to see some of the guys I grew up with watching and that are still around, man. That's all it is, man. It's just a night to reminisce. A night of nostalgia. A night for the fans to think back when wrestling was fucking great. That's all it is, man. It doesn't need to be exciting. I don't know what WWE expects from the Hall of Fame. Regardless of that, the Bushwhacker speech was said to be the best of the night. Alundra Blaze's use of adult language on several occasions during her speech reportedly rubbed officials the wrong way. Oh, grab fucking tissue, man. This is the Hall of Fame, man. They go out there and they want to express themselves. Let them do so. Her putting over former WCW President Eric Bischoff the way that she did was also said to be a knock against her. Michaels went off the cuff, or off the script, I should say, with his speech, tearing it up and tearing up what he had written in front of the live audience. Officials were not happy with his use of the words strap and wrestler. Really now, officials were not happy that he used the word wrestler. Really? Because back in the day when Shawn Michaels was performing at a high level, they're called wrestlers, man. What we see on fucking TV every week, they are called wrestlers. But you want to call them superstars because of what they do and they entertain and this and that. No, what you guys offer at WWE is wrestling. The people that step into that ring and perform and risk their lives every fucking night, they are wrestlers, man. That's it. There's no reason to be upset with the word strap or wrestler, man. This is 2015. You just can't change the rules. This is what the majority of your audience, the old school heads, people like me and everyone else listening to me, this is what we used back in the day, man. The word strap and the word wrestler. What do you want them to use? The word belt? What difference does it make? You're gonna be upset with Shawn Michaels because he used words that you don't want used on television? I mean, how fucking stupid and childish can you be, man? That's complete fucking ignorance right there on WWE's behalf. Give me a fucking break. There was nothing wrong with Michaels' speech. There was nothing wrong with Alundra Blaze's speech. And the WWE Hall of Fame is supposed to be a night of reminiscence, man. That's all it's supposed to be. So, WWE officials, please, get the stick out of your ass, shut the fuck up, and let these guys do what they gotta do going out there, man. They gave you years of their fucking life. Let them go out there and want to embrace the audience the way they want, man. Simple as that. As for the word wrestler, I'm always going to reference someone, even now and forever, going into the future, no matter how long I'm watching the fucking product, man, I will always refer to someone who competes in that ring as a wrestler. Never an entertainer, man. Fuck that. It's fucking stupid. I can't stand that bullshit. Regardless of that, during the March 30th edition of Monday Night Raw in San Jose, the WWE broadcast team of Michael Cole, Booker T, and JBL were all written off the program after a brutal attack by former World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar. I still got to get used to calling Brock Lesnar former champion, man. I got so used to seeing him with the title. Now I got to say former. Byron Saxton was asked to perform commentary duties by himself as their replacement, doing so for the following 3 segments, according to a report by Justin LaBar, my boy Mr. LaBar at WrestleZone.com. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon sent Jerry the King Lawler to bail out Saxton during the commercial break of the Dean Ambrose vs. John Cena United States Championship match. Lawler is no longer a part of the Raw announce team, but was at the show due to being at WrestleMania 31 the night before. Both Booker T and JBL are expected to be back when Raw airs live on April 6th. Cole will likely continue selling his injuries from Lesnar's attack, which is now being confirmed as a cervical fracture. There is no word yet on if Saxton will remain in his role moving forward as a temporary replacement for Michael Cole. Byron Saxton really struggled until Jerry Lawler got out there. I don't think Saxton is to blame. I do enjoy his work overall on SmackDown from what I've seen. When Lawler got out there, things became a little bit more normal. But Saxton, I don't think he's to blame. He got thrown into a situation in which it's very difficult to keep someone's attention just out there on your own, man. You always got to be feeding off somebody. You got to be working with somebody. And he tried a little bit too hard to play up to the environment of the somberness that the fucking announce team was there and they were no longer there. They were attacked brutally by Brock Lesnar. He tried to play it up as if it was some severe fucking happening on Monday Night Raw. It is what it is, man. But listen, Lawler got out there, things got corrected immediately, and that's all you got to worry about, man. But Michael Cole, I don't know if he's going to be on Monday Night Raw. Some of you are telling me on Twitter that he will be there. All I know for sure is that Booker T and JBL will be on Monday Night Raw. Regarding Cole, I still don't know. It's pretty much going to be a wait-and-see type of thing for Monday night on April 6th. Ronda Rousey news. According to Fox Sports, Ronda Rousey is not expected to appear in WWE again this year. As previously reported, Rousey appeared in an in-ring segment with former WWE champion Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Stephanie McMahon, and former champion Triple H during WrestleMania 31. Due to her interaction with McMahon, Rock, and Triple H, many fans began questioning whether or not Rousey would be appearing in a mixed tag team bout for WWE sometime in the near future, possibly even at WrestleMania 32 in Arlington, Texas. However, according to Rousey's agent, she is not expected to work with the company again anytime soon, at least not while under UFC contract. Fox Sports reports, and I quote, "While the deal to get Rousey to appear in the WWE was in the works for several months, her agent, Brad Slater, from William Morris Endeavor, who also represents Johnson, told UFC Tonight's Ariel Helwani on Wednesday that this was a one-shot deal and that the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion isn't scheduled to appear on WWE programming again this year. Slater said there is no guarantee of anything else in the works as of this time. WWE fans were certainly rabid for more Rousey at Monday's edition of Raw, where her name was shouted loudly throughout the arena when McMahon appeared on stage. But when it comes to Rousey's next foray in the ring, Slater said it would be all about Beth Correa on August 1st in the main event of UFC 190. While Slater promised Rousey will be 100% focused on beating Correa when she gets back into training camp, Rousey will return to another one of her endeavors, filming the movie Mile 22, which is set to go into production later this month. So all the rumors regarding Rousey, that is what's going on. She will not be in WWE again this year. She will not be competing in the WWE ring. And I don't know what that means for The Rock, if he's going to be the one to go against Triple H, or if The Rock and Brock Lesnar are going to hook up at WrestleMania. Time will tell. I know Vince wants The Rock versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. And I know we certainly have hints of a possible Triple H versus The Rock match at WrestleMania 32, but I don't think that's going to be as exciting as if we see Lesnar and The Rock. But only time will tell, like I said. But regarding Rousey, she will not be back in the WWE, especially in the ring fighting, until her UFC contract is up. Why would you expect Dana White to even approve of Rousey in the WWE ring while she is under contract to him? It's ludicrous to even think about, man. So Rousey isn't going anywhere. She remains in UFC. It was a one-time deal. All right. A couple more pieces of information for you guys before I end this week's Off the Script. According to PW Insider, WWE CEO Vince McMahon wants Charlotte on the roster as soon as possible, up from NXT. As previously reported, the former NXT Women's Champion has been rumored to be on her way to the main roster for months. But after WrestleMania weekend, those rumors are becoming more serious, and discussions between McMahon and other officials now are picking up steam. McMahon attended his first NXT live event. Okay? Let me reread that again. McMahon attended his first live NXT event in San Jose on March 27th during WrestleMania weekend. His first. So you mean to tell me Vince has never seen NXT live? So he doesn't know what he's got down there, folks. He doesn't know what he has down there as far as resources go. That's what it seems to me by this fucking rumor, by this tidbit, by this piece of news. Can you believe that? I certainly don't. I knew Vince McMahon didn't watch NXT, man. Why the fuck would he? Why would he? Every time someone from NXT makes it to the main roster, oh, they're trash. There was even reports saying that Vince McMahon said anyone in NXT and everyone in NXT is overrated. I reported this months ago on Off the Script. He thought everybody, including Zayn, Neville, whoever else is down there, Tommy, Baylor, they're all overrated, according to Vince McMahon. So he attended his first live NXT event. What does he think about NXT? Well, according to reports, he was reportedly blown away by Charlotte while watching her compete in an NXT Women's Championship match with current champion Sasha Banks. While McMahon was impressed by Banks as well, Charlotte was the standout for him. Not only does he reportedly want her on the main roster as soon as possible, he also wants Charlotte to be featured as a superstar in the upcoming Tap Out Gear ad campaign, which we have seen already on WWE programming. As you can see, Charlotte in there with Ziggler and Roman Reigns. As reported, WWE has teamed up with Tap Out to produce an exclusive new line as they are producing commercials of talent wearing the clothes in the gym. McMahon reportedly wants Charlotte to be one of the primary female faces associated with the brand. Now, this is going to be coming true sooner rather than later because AJ now has retired, as I reported on Off the Script yesterday. If you missed that episode, link is down below. Charlotte will be brought up to the main roster almost immediately. Give it a couple of weeks, give it a month, she will be on the main roster. They just have to debut her in the right situation, and they need to have something for her because after what happened last time, they pretty much threw her to the wolves, and she lost a 2-minute match to Natalya on Monday Night Raw in late 2014. But Charlotte being added to the Divas division, I don't consider Charlotte a diva. She will definitely up the ante in the Divas division, and she will be the standout star in that division, man. And there's a lot of prime talent, when it comes to women down in NXT. That's going to give a lot of opportunity for the other women down in NXT to pretty much move up the ladder, man. Becky Lynch, you got Bayley, Sasha Banks is fucking coming into her own as NXT champion. You got Blue Pants. You got a lot of prime talent down there, man. You got this new one coming in. I forgot her name. Brooke Adams or something. I forgot her name. But she's a fitness model. She's going to be debuting on NXT in a couple of weeks. WWE has prime talent to make the Divas division very, very special, man. If they want to go outside and recruit women from Ring of Honor, they got a few free agents from TNA that didn't go over there and resign with those guys. You got a lot of potential to make the Divas division very special. But I'm not shocked that this was Vince McMahon's first NXT Live event. What did you think his reaction would be to see Charlotte and Sasha Banks at NXT, man? Of course he was going to be blown away. The match that they had at the Fatal 4-Way match that they had at the last NXT special, man. My brother even said it, and he doesn't even watch NXT. That was one of the best women's matches he's seen in fucking years. They got prime talent down in the women's division down at NXT. Hopefully McMahon now really wants to focus on women wrestling on the main roster, man. Good for him that he finally woke up and seen Charlotte at WrestleMania Access Weekend. Kevin Nash, along with a slew of past WWE legends, took his rightful place in the Hall of Fame in a live ceremony on March 28th in San Jose. According to the report by PW Insider, Nash insisted that he be inducted under his real name and not under the Big Daddy Cool Diesel moniker, which he used during his early stint with the company. It was at one time believed that he would in fact go in as Diesel, similar to how Scott Hall got inducted as Razor Ramon. He reportedly wanted the added credibility of being a Hall of Famer attached to his name for any outside projects that he works on in the future. Diesel was also one of the worst drawing WWE champions of all time, so he preferred to not be celebrated as that character. WWE officials were apparently not at all happy with the speech that he gave. Nash went into detail about guaranteed contracts and how he was the first in bringing that to sports entertainment. Considering WWE once attempted to put WWE out of business, which Chairman Vince McMahon took very personally at the time, Nash's speech brought up a lot of old feelings that tarnished the evening. Shawn Michaels, a lifelong friend of Nash and the man who inducted him, also gave a speech that officials were not fond of. He tore up the original speech in front of the audience before going off the script. No pun intended. I enjoyed Diesel's work, man. I thought Diesel had some very, very good matches with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels as champion. He had a decent match with The Undertaker, etc., etc. I enjoyed the Diesel gimmick, man. I really enjoyed his time with Shawn Michaels when they were a tag team, when they were a duo, and then they broke him away and became his own man. I really enjoyed his work, man, but a lot of people didn't, and Diesel ended up being one of the worst running WWE champions of all time, but he's certainly worthy of being in the Hall of Fame. That is Kevin Nash. And finally, guys, final story on this weekend's Off the Script. When did Seth Rollins know he was going to win the WWE Championship? Well, the former Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, shocked the wrestling world this past Sunday night when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase to earn himself a shot at the WWE Championship. Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in an impromptu triple threat match for the title, fulfilling his role as the new face of WWE. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer gives some insight as to when Rollins was made aware he would be cashing in and winning the WWE title. According to Meltzer, Rollins was told late in the show Sunday he would be crowned the new champion and need to fly to New York City for the Today Show and fly back. Following that, Reigns and Lesnar were called into the back at the start of the Ronda Rousey angle during WrestleMania to go over the new finish. So this was decided on as The Rock and Rousey were in the ring with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And they went over that with producer Michael Hayes. Meltzer says despite the fact Rollins was made aware at the show, the decision was not a last-minute one. It was said that Lesnar was likely made aware of the title change when he signed his new contract, even though the plan all along was to put the belt on Reigns as is. It is unknown as to when Reigns actually found out himself. So they all went over it together during the Ronda Rousey segment. Lesnar was probably made aware of this when he signed his new contract, and Reigns, it was unknown as to when Reigns actually found out. He might have found out just as they were going over the new finish, man. And that is Off the Script, episode number 59, part number 3. I hope you enjoyed this big episode, man. Lots of news to digest. Let me know what you guys think about everything down in the description below. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the content this weekend, man. It greatly helps out my channel. Thank you for all the love and support. go visit WrestleCrates.com, man. Monthly subscriptions delivered to your doorstep. April 25th, the first crate goes out, man. A box full of wrestling awesomeness. Go and subscribe to those guys on Twitter at WrestleCrates and their website, man. If you guys want to go find out what's going on with them, everything you need to know is on their website at www.wrestlecrates.com. If you guys want more additional wrestling content like good old JD over here on YouTube.com, Joe Cronin Show, link to his Twitter and his YouTube linked down below. Justin LaBar, Josh Eisenberg, and Brian Gulish, Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Go check those guys out. And if you guys want more LaBar, go visit him on his personal website, man. All the links you need are right there if you guys want to keep up to date on what Mr. LaBar is doing in the world of professional wrestling. This is JD. Thank you for watching. This is Off The Script. I will be back with a Monday Night Raw review for you thirsty fucking animals, man, on Tuesday. Look forward to that, and then I'll be back right here for Friday Off The Script with more news and rumors, man. This is, like I said, always and always will be every weekend the #1 source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com, man. This is JD. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week, man. Talk to you soon.